Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm Amber Nestor. I own TennesseeLandAndHomestore.com, and today is July 22nd, 2026. It's about 12:55 p.m. Eastern Time. I wanted to talk to you about your rights as a buyer or a seller in selecting your title company, and I also wanted to recommend a title company that I have grown to love and trust. They are one of my all-time favorites. I've done a lot of transactions with them. The things that I like most about Paramount Title are they have phenomenal communication. They do what they say they're going to do. If something comes up unexpected, they are kind, apologetic, and informative. They always do things on time. But the biggest thing is that they have phenomenal communication. Additionally, they offer remote closings, which are affordable and extremely convenient. This means that if you're a buyer or you're a seller, it doesn't matter where you're at. You could be at home, you could be at your vacation spot in Florida, you could be at your office. You literally get to pick the day and time and the location where the remote closing agent is going to go to you. How do we do this? We have a nationwide network of people that all collaborates. So they just go meet with you. You do your little signing with your notary in person, mobile notary, that means anywhere, and boom, you're done. You don't have to take off work. You don't have to travel out of state. You don't even have to travel off your couch. You can sit in your pajamas on your couch if you desire for a closing. I don't pressure my buyers or my sellers to go to in-person, in-office closings. Never have, never will. I'm a big believer in efficiency. I'm a big believer in preserving and saving time and money. Things can be more stressful than ever with inflation and other obstacles in daily living. So I know that my time is very valuable, and I know that your time is very valuable, and I like to protect that time. Some people really enjoy going in person, going to the title office, but most people, when they learn about their option to make this a much easier, more relaxed process, they definitely opt for that option. Before your actual closing signing day, you will have documents sent to you to review, and you make sure that every single item and every little number and everything on those documents is to your liking and your comfort level. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns about those documents, you can reach out to me, and you can also reach out to the title company, and we will get those questions answered. The branch I recommend and have the most experience working with is this Crossville branch here. So I'm going to click on them, and you can see it says Crossville. This is their mailing address. This is their phone number. This is their email address. And the group of people that work at that branch are the ones I'm personally most familiar with. I've never been there in person. I've never met them in person, but some of the most important transactions and communications of my life and my clients' lives have been handled through this office. I just can't recommend them enough. You have a legal right to choose any title company you desire in a real estate transaction. Additionally, buyer and seller that come together in the real estate transaction can actually have two different title companies to handle those two sides of the deal. Sometimes it's beneficial if you are a buyer or a seller and the other party in the transaction just really wants everybody to use one particular title company. Sometimes that's beneficial to just go along with what the other person is wanting to do if that's more convenient for some reason. Sometimes it's a scenario where the last time that property was sold was not that long ago, and the closing was done at that company, and maybe that company's offering a small discount on fees because they already have some of the documents they're going to need, and they're already familiar with the property, right? That can sometimes be a scenario that we see, and in situations like that, it might make sense to just go along with what the other person's requesting or wanting. There have also been cases throughout my career where Well, one case in particular, I'm not going to name names or properties or companies, but there was a deal where I think I was representing the listing client and the buyer was independent, and the buyer had me write their offer on that property. And I think it was a piece of land. This was before I got to know Paramount Title. It's paramount-title.com is their website here. But this particular example, it was, yeah, I think it was, the buyer was independent. I was representing the listing client. It was a piece of land. Someone was doing a mortgage such that it packaged together the purchase of both the land and the construction. It was that type of a loan product. And because of the complexity of some step or process that mortgage company needed to do, they really wanted us to use a certain title company. And they were just really pressuring and pushing it big time. I had never experienced anything like that in my career before. So I kind of gave them some pushback on it. And then it got to the point where they were so difficult about it that I was afraid it was going to cause the deal to fall through. So I had a talk with my clients and I said, look, for whatever reason the lender really wants it to be this way, if this makes your deal succeed, it's in both your best interests. Are you all comfortable with doing an amendment form so that we can change it to the title company that the mortgage company is really kind of demanding at this point? Never had seen something like that before up until that point, have never seen anything like that since. But there are situations where sometimes it makes sense to change companies. Another thing that I really like about this Paramount Title Crossville branch is their knowledge base. I cannot tell you how many times I have had complex questions and I have reached out to them about rare and unique scenarios and ideas, and they have been so knowledgeable about every single thing I've ever asked. Different kinds of title companies have different kinds of business models. They have different levels of experience and different groups of staff. The group of staff there, I just time and time again have been so incredibly impressed with. I don't get any kind of kickback from them. I don't get any kind of referral fee from them. I just know that my stress levels dramatically decrease when I know that we are approaching closing and we get to put our trust into the hands of Paramount Title. It takes a lot for me to talk about another company that way, so it's really saying something. Anyway, I thought I would share this wonderful company, brag on them a bit, educate you about your rights as a buyer and a seller to choose your title company, and also educate you about the remote closing options and other things of that nature. So if you have any questions about buying or selling real estate that is located anywhere in the state of Tennessee, I would love to assist you with your goals. You can text me at 865-617-4783. Again, that's 865-617-4783. Thank you so much, and I look forward to helping you reach your goals. Have a great day.